Hey Gemini, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in with me. We are going to be doing our little dip into your collective energy and just see what's coming in for you. Get a little message at the moment. This is for any significant Gemini placement, or if you happen to have a prominent placement in the third house. Likewise, if you are Sagittarius rising, that makes you a Gemini descendant, and you may find resonance with this read. All right, we're going to check it out and just get a baseline of the energy coming in for you and see what's coming up here. Looks like we have matters of the heart on deck for you. This is some significant love relationship. I think this is a very spiritual, soulful connection. I think there's been a painful healing process involved in this connection. I think the two of you have been through a lot. But there is some kind of passion igniting here. There's some kind of helpful influence coming into a very special love connection. So let's see what this is, Gemini. What's coming in for Gemini here, Spirit? What does Gemini need to know about this special connection? Ooh, okay. You're about to hear from this person. Maybe it's been a little while since you've gotten word from them. This is somebody you've been thinking about, somebody very close to your heart, but maybe they've just been a little out of touch. You might have been worried about this person recently, just wondering how they're doing. They've been on your mind. I feel that. I think you feel each other. I think you share that kind of a connection. Do look to hear from this person. I do feel like they're going to reach out to you. They are going to kind of clue you into what's been going on with them. And I think that, you'll be happy when you hear from this person. Let's see what they might be telling you about. What is this information coming in here around this special person for Gemini? What do we got coming in here around this special person that's connected to Gemini? Let's see. Oh, okay. Interesting. So this is a situation where maybe there could have been some kind of issue caused by a third party. There could have been, a lover on the side or something that ended up kind of getting in the way of this connection. You may have seen this person move on at one point. Maybe they even got hitched, they got married to someone and they moved on with their own life. But I feel like they've recently experienced some kind of ending in the relationship. And now they're kind of like thinking back to you, okay? Some of them might be dealing with a situation where they found out that the person that they got connected to, like, I feel like there was some kind of disruption in this relationship. And potentially this was caused by a lover on the side, all right? I do feel like this person disappeared because they kind of ran off with this person. In some cases, they ran off, they eloped. They got married. It was one of those kind of like whirlwind sort of romances. But I feel like it ended up being a very compromising situation. And this person's been dealing with a lot of stress around this connection. I feel like it's a bit of kind of like rough run of karma. There's something that really just brought a lot of stress into this person's life, and a lot of fires to put out around this connection. It could even be that this person in some way took advantage of them, used them in some way. I feel like whatever has gone on here, it really caused a lot of heartache for this individual. I think it caused them a lot of stress. And I think that despite this connection and running off, they realized it was sort of like one of those things where it's like the grass is not greener on the other side. This individual actually still really feels a connection to you. And maybe they didn't really value your loyalty to them until they had this experience. But I already feel like this person that they were connected to has already moved on to their next victim. It kind of has, I have to say, it has those vibes. Like, it's sort of like a user energy. Like somebody gets really like connected to somebody to just like drain them dry and then moves on to their next prey, man-eater vibes a little bit, I have to tell you, okay? So I do feel like, they've suffered, as a result of this choice to sort of like run off with this person. And now they're reaching out to you. They're going to let you know everything that happened back there. They might be in the process too of, you know, wanting to move away from this person. I do feel like there's been some distance between you and this individual. I think at the very least, they're moving away from this relationship. They're nervous about reaching out to you because they feel like you're not going to have the warmest feelings toward them. And they're afraid of what might come at them when they let you know everything that happened there. Because I do feel like for some of you, you don't know what happened. It's just like there was a falling out between the two of you. This person acted out of character. They disappeared on you. There was some distance, or there was some arguments, some stress that occurred in the relationship that caused a certain fracturing. And from there, you just weren't really sure what was going on. I feel like this person has been dealing with a lot of stress in connection to this relationship, this involvement. You know, it does look like, it does have those vibes, like maybe somebody ran off and got married on a whim, or, you know, maybe they mistook this, you know, connection for being like they're happily ever after, and they realized it was a fantasy. Like this person that they got connected to knows how to work people, knows how to manipulate people. I feel that it was so stressful for this individual that it probably also negatively impacted their health. And they've been dealing with a lot of grief around this because they realized they really blew it when they kind of left you back there. And I feel like they want to let you know about this. They want to take accountability, but this person's trying to work up the nerve to do this and approach you, because they're not so sure that you're going to be receptive to hearing what they have to say. Yeah, it does have those vibes of kind of like I'm in the doghouse, you know, so I have to be mindful of how I approach Gemini here. Because I realize, you know, I kind of showed my hand back there and it wasn't a good look. Maybe showed my ass a bit. You know, it's got those vibes like somebody feels a little embarrassed, and they're also scared of how you will receive them when they reach out to you. This caused a lot of problems for this individual. What's on the bottom of the deck here? Oh yeah, I mean, definitely it was their vices acting up. It was a bit of their, you know, their subconscious motivations. You know, this is a bit of that inner saboteur energy working here. I also feel like this person just kind of got caught up in this, and it was very seductive and it was very alluring, but it ended up really burning them bad. I feel that, all right? And they want to try to make it right. Yeah, they know, you know, they got some explaining to do here. They need to help you understand why this breakup occurred, why there's been this separation, what happened here. And they're hoping to get to the other side of this, but right now they feel like they're kind of in a big mess. I have to say there might be a little bit of this energy here where they expect you to kind of get them out of a bind or help clear up this mess for them, clean up this mess for them. They do see that since you moved on from this situation or had this distance, that you've, you know, headed into calmer water. It looks like you're in a much better position in this situation. I think it was hard when you dealt with this frisson in the connection, but I feel like you are moving toward just a more peaceful, calm time in your life. And meanwhile, you know, they're sort of like dealing with the aftermath of their spontaneous choices. I don't think they really thought this out. I think they were sheerly motivated by gratification. They were just kind of going with the spontaneity of the moment, the passion of the moment. Maybe they wanted to shake things up. This person might even have that tendency that like they can't be actively engaged and invested in this situation unless there's a little bit of drama at play. This might just be a real unhealthy pattern they have. But I feel like whatever happened here, it's going down. It's going down fast. I also feel like there might have been a couple of your friends that were involved in this situation. There's a little bit of complication here. I think you have some friends who've been sort of like riding the fence, you know? They've been playing both ends to the middle, and that's caused some problems too. I feel like there's been some cross communication in relation to this, you know, just from, here's some of your friends running back, talking to this person, telling them your business, vice versa. And I feel like there's been sort of a real mess that's been created in this situation. And I really feel like it was upsetting for you, but you moved away from it. You distanced yourself from this because you just knew, like, I can't create space for this in my life. I want calm. I want stability. And you knew that it was unhealthy. Like, you really saw it. You called it out for what it was. And I feel like you extricated yourself from this. But I do think that you moved away from this situation with a lot of questions. Like, you just didn't understand what happened back there. And I do think that this person is coming forward to explain to you what happened back there, okay? But at the same time, they're kind of out to lunch. Like, I feel like right now they're sort of lost at sea. They're lost in a sea of emotions. They're also like waiting for a rescue. And I think they're looking to you to rescue them, Gemini. I have to say, they think that you got a soft spot for them. You're going to help them out of this bind. That's what I feel, okay? They are coming through very loyal. They are scared to approach you, okay? They're trying to build up their courage right now. But they can't fend off all the troubles that have arrived on their doorstep as a result of their hasty decisions, They really made a mess of things. And I think they're in a bit of trouble, and they feel like you're the one to come in and rescue them from this devil. You're their angel, okay? There's something you need to be aware of here, man. Cut of the deck energy, and then I'm going to pull out another deck. Yeah, this is a tower that's coming in. I think you'll be really surprised when you hear from this person. You might be surprised by the accountability too. They're going to let you know like why things went south back there. They're going to let you know why there were arguments started in the home. They're also going to let you know that things are really weird where they're at right now, It's not all it's cracked up to be, It's one of those things where it's like you don't know what you got until it's gone. But with the spaceship here, they are going to tell you where they've been, what's been going on. They're going to let you know, about their little adventure or misadventures, shall you say. But I do think that they're in a mess right now, a big mess, okay? We got the blender here, all right? There's a lot of volatility around this connection. Somebody might have some kind of charges too that they're facing around like a DUI, something like this. Drinking could be an issue. Somebody could have a problem with alcohol. It's causing a lot of arguments, a lot of volatility in their situation. And yeah, this person you received this message from, they could be a Sagittarius. You could be a Sagittarius rising. I do think you feel a lot of connection with this individual. I think they've been off on a trip, this piece coming in, like they might have gone on a vacation with somebody. It ended up being more of a permanent vacation, okay? They thought it was wish fulfillment, and then they realized it was not all it was cracked up to be, all right? Again, I don't know why, but I got these vibes of like, somebody running off, just getting hitched on a whim almost, and then really getting worked over. Like somebody fell for some scheme. That's what it feels like to me. Somebody misrepresented themselves in this connection is the third party, okay? There's somebody here who really worked somebody and led them down a garden path, man. There's a lot of secretive energy involved in this situation. And I do feel like this became very evident to this individual. I think even though this individual will come towards you and share what's been going on and what happened and give you some answers to your questions, there might be even enough space between this that you're kind of like sitting there going, well, like, it's sort of pointless to hear about it now. I mean, I think you'll be relieved to hear from them on one level, but I do think you need to be aware that, you should have your defenses up around this character here, okay? Because they are coming towards you with a bit of selfish motivation, and they are connected to somebody here who's a bit volatile. This person may have an issue with alcohol, and they could be very much on the attack, all right? So it's sort of like this person comes with baggage. It's like you let this person back in. You're not just letting them back in. You're letting the drama back in too. And potentially this volatile woman here is like off with her head. You know, there's a few people involved in this situation. And again, I do feel like you got a couple friends involved that have been like sort of communicating back and forth with this individual. I don't think you're aware of that. I think they kept that hidden from you, but there's definitely been something like really suspicious going on here. And I think you're going to suspect this. You may even feel like this person has some issues. You may feel like they have some mental health issues or some kind of imbalance that they're dealing with, or some kind of addiction, that this person's a little imbalanced. I say that because we have illness here coming in. And then with that, we also have the rats. Okay, so I do feel like this person just like disappeared on you. Okay, in some cases, it was a total ghosting situation. You just like came home one day, their stuff was gone, no explanation. You know, you had to kind of hear through the grapevine what happened, and you had to fill in the gaps yourself. This is somebody coming back around to sort of like explain things to you. And, you know, they're coming forward in this way that they're like, I didn't ever forget about you. And we have this deep connection. And I know we're soulmates. And I just really lost myself back there. And I made a horrible choice. And I know I caused a lot of upheaval. But I just really want to work this out with you. But you see, you got to be careful about letting this person back in and making agreements with them, because it kind of puts you in a compromising position. I do feel like you inherit whatever this trouble is if you invite this character in again so readily. There's still stuff that's hidden here, though I feel like they will give you some answers. There's a lot that still remains to be seen. Look, okay, you've got some snakes in the grass around you regarding this situation. And, you know, I feel like this character is really, really slick. They could even be an Ophiuchus, I have to tell you. Just with that Sagittarian reference coming in, now we see this serpent up here providing the knowledge, all right? This is some kind of like sexual tempter. You know, this is somebody who kind of thinks, you know, they think with their loins, you know, they lose their head whenever they get tempted on that level. This could even be somebody who has a bit of like a sexual addiction, I have to say. And I do feel like there's been intel. Like you got people around you who have been trying to suss out, you know, your position, suss out your situation, kind of like interloper energy. They've been communicating with this character, right? But whoever they ran off with, I'm telling you, this person's got a hold of them and has them in a real tight spot, okay? And where it looked like it was this, you know, adventure, and it looked like, oh, you know, this is so much better than where I've been. And I just feel like I got all this freedom and I feel so alive and I feel young again. Like whoever this character is, they got them in a bind, man. And they're really controlling something here. And this person's stuck. They're out to sea, man. And they need a rescue. And they're going to call on you, right? They're going to call on you. And if you think that there's not still this influence around, there absolutely is, okay? So there's a little details here that are being left out. And I think that, you know, you do care about this person a lot. There's a lot of affection there. You do want to know what happened back there, you know? There is something that does need to be digested here to just kind of close that karmic cycle. But I see that this person, you know, they still are kind of like playing nice with this third party. They say that they've ended things, but there's something unpredictable here that you need to be aware of, all right? You could be dealing with a Leo as well. A Leo could be in the mix here. They're coming forward with some kind of kiss up energy. They definitely feel like they need you on board, or they need your support in order to get out of a jam, okay? And this has something to do with what they've been up to while they've been away, while they've been on the road. This could be connected to a property. It could be connected to some kind of trip, some kind of travel, right? You'll know what this is soon enough. This person's going to approach you and they're going to be like putting you in the loop, but it's up to you whether or not you let this person back in. This person may be even asking you for a place to stay. Okay, there's something you need to be aware of this. You know, I don't think you want to inherit these problems. So let me get some more details for you. Okay. I just heard change the locks. So I don't know what that's about, but maybe there's like security issues at home. Yeah, you need to be aware of some kind of fight brewing here, some kind of drama. I think this conflict follows this person. You're not going to be separate from it. So do be aware that if you let this go beyond just a communication and you decide to let this person back in, if you decide to trust them, you're also going to inherit their drama. You're going to inherit this conflict. And I expect that things will get kind of intense, okay? I don't know why I got this, but I feel like things will get really messy. And I don't know, I feel like this person's reaching out to you for some kind of security, some kind of save, some kind of rescue from the mess that they put themselves in. But I don't know if you want to get entangled in this. And I don't know what that piece is about, like change the locks, but you might need to up your security in relation to this for some reason, okay? Maybe you're able to really see through this person and that's why they're kind of scared to approach you. This communication is going to come in and it's going to be very passionate communication. This person needs your support. They need you to like bring the muscle, like they need your strength right now and they need you to execute a strong action in order for them to move out of this jam, all right? I feel that. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Leo, Cusper. I think you're going to be kind of like weighing this out before you take this action. What are they wanting from Gemini? What is this about? For some of them want you to like, for some of you, it's a matter of they want to have a place to crash. Yep. They want a place to crash. Yep. Because they got totally like destabilized by this leap they took, you know? They may have even gotten kicked out of the house. They may have lost their house. They may have been locked out of their house, okay? Maybe this person changed the locks on them, all right? Now they're in some kind of messy battle around that. I feel like they're going through a really dark time and they're kind of looking to you to come in for the rescue, you know? They're looking for you to save them in this situation. And it's up to you whether you take this on or not. I'm not so sure if it's advisable, though. Yeah, look at you. I mean, you're in this very strong position. They know you got your stuff together. You're really stable. You've established yourself, you know. You're prosperous. You handle things, you know. And this is somebody who just sort of like takes an action and then they think about it later after there's a big mess that's been made and they think it's okay, you know, you'll straighten it out. All right, this could be a Libra because we got the Queen of Swords coming in right after that. All right, you could have a very strong Libra placement in your chart. I also feel like this is some karmic cycle stuff that you're dealing with here. Taurus could be involved in this situation as well with that Empress. I just feel like you're in a really good spot here. And I do think that you see this person as somebody that, you know, is very close to your heart. I think you're apt to kind of let them in. You could be dealing with an Aquarius too, Scorpio energy here as well. Let's see. You already had the Cancer, Leo, Cusper energy come in. I think you're going to hear this person out, but I don't think that you're going to let yourself sort of get like stirred by your passions because I think that's what led you astray in the past. You know, you like that wand, you know, there's something about that. You got to be aware of getting sort of like seduced into a position that could threaten what you've established for yourself. So I feel like you're going to demand the truth in this situation. And I think that's why this person's scared. They see that you're in a position of power. Maybe you felt really disempowered in this connection at one point, but the tables have turned now. And now they know that you sort of hold the reins there. And they know they got to come with the truth. Like they got to tell you what's been going on. They have to owe you an explanation. But I do feel like they're going to try to like seduce a little bit, you know. They're going to bring in that kind of energy here. And it's because they see you're in a really strong, stable position financially. You're in a good place. You're, you know, that soft place to land. You know, you got everything on lock. You've taken really good care of yourself. You're very, you know, very much a symbol of security, holding it down. And again, like, I feel like this person's lost a lot. Something about their security has really been rocked here, and they're looking for you to save them and give them a rescue. They definitely have a strategy in how they're approaching you. Okay, so not all is as it seems. I mean, they got a plan here that they're putting in motion with approaching you. And it's really interesting. And this is somebody you used to be involved with. There's been some kind of separation in this situation. Okay. So, you know, they definitely got a plan. This person's thought this out. This is not just like, you know, a spontaneous moment of vulnerability. No, everything about it has been well thought out. And it's because they need you to help them out of a bind. And look what we got here. We got the Seven of Swords. Like, this person's up to something sneaky. And like I was saying, if you let this in, you are going to be dealing with some instability. It might negatively impact your home, your finances. I feel like this person's out of balance. I feel like they're emotionally out of balance. And you do need to be prepared for this, okay? Let me do a cut of the deck here and see what we got. Yeah, I mean, Seven of Wands. I feel like you'd be wise to kind of keep this at a distance if you want to preserve what you built up for yourself here, just your security, your finances, emotionally, your sense of self-worth, right? Again, there could be an earth sign energy involved in this situation. Taurus indication coming through pretty strongly, right? But also Virgo, Capricorn energy coming in there. I just bring in the signs because sometimes it really dings for people. But, you know, this has something to do with selling you a dream, you know, about we can have this togetherness again. We can work it out. We can get on the same page. It's like selling that fantasy, but you're going to be put in a position where you're giving a bailout, you know. It doesn't really work to your advantage. And there could be, like I was saying, you know, somebody could have gotten in some kind of legal trouble too. DUI I got, or some kind of issues here where, you know, this person's needing you to rescue them, right? I do feel like they're dealing with some kind of like legal matter or stress, and they're hoping that you can bail them out. They may be contacting you to bail them out in some cases, I have to say. And again, we've got Taurus energy here, real strong Taurus indication, right? But this person is in a really confused space. Like, there's something that's hidden here in this situation. So I would just caution, you shouldn't take anything at face value. I feel like this person might be dealing with something right now where they're not balanced. That's what I got. They're not balanced. And this could have something to do with addiction. This could have to do with some kind of trouble they've gotten themselves into from acting too rashly, you know, just sort of being led by their passions. They got themselves in a bit of trouble here. And, you know, this is why they're approaching you, and you should be leery of it because it's a little suspicious, right? There's a reason why they're coming towards you, and it's not necessarily because they really want to work things out with you. It's just they know that you represent this like strong, stable, you know, influence, and they think that you can bail them out of this mess that they got themselves in. But they're going to play on your emotions a bit, all right? And it's not going to be easy. This is somebody you had a lot of passion for. I know you had a lot of passion for this person. But in this case, you know, they want a bailout. They want a bailout. And they're prepared. They're prepared. They think that there's going to be some resistance around this. I think before you take this on, you really need to just give it a little time out and consider it, okay? You know, they might be telling you that they're ready to really recommit to your connection, you know, that they really want to invest in healing your connection. But I think you've been through a lot with this person. It's been like one thing after another, and it's not done. I'm telling you, it is not done. And in fact, there could be some kind of legal battle that you get sucked into by letting this person back in. And just as I went into that, it's like the light was dimming on my side. All right. So there's definitely something in this situation that's hidden and that you're being kept in the dark about. So you should, you know, delve into this a little more deeply. And I don't know what that piece is about, you know, changing the locks, but I don't know. It seems like it's almost a warning. I feel like it's just sort of saying, up your security. All right. Up your security. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get an angel input here. Let's get some angel guidance coming in for you around this, just to see how you should handle this situation. What guidance do you have for Gemini about this situation? Should they help this person out? Should they hear this person out? Should they assist this person? Any details you can give Gemini angels about the best way for them to maneuver in this situation? It seems like there's just a lot of kind of like suspect activity going on here. I don't know. I got like kind of like maybe somebody did something where they like got themselves in some like legal trouble. They could be a suspect, you know, and they want you to hide them out. I don't know. There's something you just need to be aware of here. This could be in relation to theft or something. All right. I just would keep my wits about me in this situation, Gemini. That's how it's coming through. I don't trust this advance, not the way it's coming through. There's something here that doesn't feel quite right. And I think this person's just really imbalanced right now. They've had some huge blow to their security. They might have gotten, you know, kicked out of the home. They're dealing with financial troubles. You know, they're dealing with some kind of trauma, right? And they might have even gotten themselves like hung up with the law, and they're needing your assistance here. Yeah, it says the deliverance of prisoners on this card here. I think this will come to light for you. Like, I don't know, this person might be trying to outrun some trouble. So there's something you should be aware of here before you let yourself get sucked into this. That's all I have to say. I don't know if you should invest in this, to be honest with you, right? I know that you have an affinity for this person. You care for this person. You do feel a spiritual connection to this person, but there's something here you need to kind of have your hackles up around, okay? Just be aware of what kind of trouble you may be courting by getting yourself involved in this. You don't want to have like a guilt by association connection, do you? I mean, suddenly you could be guilty. I mean, we got death here, okay? So, I mean, I think time's up here. You need to really look at this long and hard before you decide to take this on. This is a time of endings for you, and you're right about at this point where you're about to turn everything around. I feel like you've been through some difficult cycle where you had to let a lot of stuff go. It's like you're just getting to this place where, you know, things are finally starting to stabilize. You're feeling pretty good. You know, your future's looking brighter. You're feeling more positive. And then here comes this situation again, and it could really have an effect on your plans for your future. So strongly consider it. Strong Scorpio energy there, okay? And like I said, you're not going to get all the details of this situation. We have the High Priestess here to the Page of Swords. So that lets me know right off the bat, you need to trust your intuition in this situation. It says if you trust your intuition, you'll have success and protection from magistrates. So this lets me know that I'm right about this. There's some kind of legal angle here. You could inherit some trouble if you allow yourself to get involved in this situation. I think you'll feel it. Something's not going to feel quite right to you, and you should listen to that, especially if this person's wanting to like crash at your place, you know, have you let them back in the home. I would think twice about it. I don't think you have the full picture here. There's definitely a lot that's hidden. I've seen that picture. It almost makes me think like a wanted poster. You know what I'm saying? This person might be on the run. I have to tell you. That might not be coming in for everybody, but it's coming in for somebody here. It's so strong, okay? Yeah, it says refuge. Like this person's wanting you to save their tail. I got that very strong. So it may be coming forward in such a way where it seems like they're coming clean and they're ready to turn their life around, and oh, I really made a mistake when I ran off with that person, or I'm sorry, I just ditched you back there and I didn't let you know what was going on. Let me tell you my story. Let me tell you what I've been dealing with. But I feel like there's a lot in that story where certain core truths are omitted. That if you knew that information, it would totally change how you approach the situation. And you do need to be aware of this because this person has a strategy in place and you could get roped into this. And then the next thing you know, you got problems on your hands that aren't even of your making, but you're in a situation where it's sort of like guilt by association. So be careful with this, okay? Be careful of this because there is a lot hidden in this situation. And there is some kind of plan that's being executed here, right? Let me do a cut of the deck and see what we got here for you. Wheel of Fortune, advancement and progress. Okay, so I feel like this is where you're at. Things are really about to turn around for you. Okay, and you need to use your discernment here. You know, remember what you learned from this situation. As long as you use your discernment and you call things out as they are, and you don't let yourself get overruled by your passion, by your sense of connection to this person, and you really just look at things from more of a logical, factual standpoint, and don't take on anything that feels right, doesn't feel quite right to you, you'll protect yourself from a tower in this situation and you'll be successful, right? I feel like this person could sabotage your advancement. This person could take you all the way back from all this growth you've had, all this progression you've had since they've been MIA. Like they could undo all of that very quickly for you, all right? Just give it a little time, all right? Give it a little time before you decide, like, yeah, I'm going to let this devil back in and let's heal it. I trust. Devil energy coming up twice here. And with that, the Magician. Okay, so this person is manipulative. And they are working you in this situation. They got secrets. They're going to tell you some. They're not going to tell you all, though. And I do feel like you got a weak spot for this person. But if you trust what they say, if you get seduced by them, it could be your downfall. You could get roped into this. It could affect your reputation. It could affect your business. It could affect your finances. It could affect your standing in the community. You do not have all the information here. And I feel like this person's been away or they went on some trip. There's some kind of like lever that's connected to this. And there's drama connected to this too. This person's in some kind of trouble. And you don't want to get, you know, involved in that necessarily. I don't think that's in your best interest. It does seem like you should hear this person out. Maybe you can point this person in, you know, a direction of where they can get some support to help them out with the issues they're facing. But very clearly, with that change the locks, I don't know, maybe this person still has a key to your house or a key to your business, something like this. And this person's been at MIA. If that's the case, you should change your locks, okay? Or you may come to your place of business, or you may come home and just find stuff gone, right? There's something you need to be aware of here. I feel like that message is coming through very strongly to let you know that you shouldn't be so quick to just let this person come back into your life as if nothing happened, because something happened here. And you're being warned that if you allow your walls to come down too quickly with this individual, it's not going to turn out well. Don't let yourself be duped, man.